go. Crash and flow.
That drug shouldn't make you better at a job. If cocaine's making you better at a job, that job is not the job you want. You know, like
If that's the performance-enhancing drug.
yeah, if your performance-enhancing drug is cocaine,
yeah. Problems.
that's not gonna end well.
No, I don't think it can. All right, we're going to do a hard pivot shift.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just realizing that I'm annoyed about okay, so I'm annoyed sometimes when people are asking me about cameras
Okay.
and what to buy.
Right.
Mostly because, like, you know, top 10 for 2024. It's a very easy Google for you to be able to figure out what it is. It's all there. The information's all there. But what's a little bit more complicated is recommendation on cars. I never get anyone being like, "Hey, Yassine, what do you think?" Because
Yeah.
and I'm not blaming you.
No.
Because I know you're in the market for a car. I just realized that when you were telling me that, I'm like, why do people not? Am I making myself not accessible to this question? Because I would love to talk about your budget and cars and reliability and all this other stuff. And like, yeah, I'm more useful in this scenario.
I know it's true. It's true. If I give you an answer, you wouldn't like it. That's all.
Really?
Like you would tell me too much. And the weird thing is, I don't care that much about cars. I care a lot about your opinion.
Yeah.
We have a podcast together. This is all opinion based.
Yeah.
But the amount of stuff you tell me about cars, like, just tell me the car and the color, bro. Like you could tell me other stuff, and it'd be.
I'll give you 1 point.
Yeah, sure.
Nissan
Yeah.
is going bankrupt.
Okay.
And as a result, they are being forced by the government to merge with Honda. Infiniti is part of Nissan. Not a great investment.
Ah, gotcha. I'll tell my wife now.
Something you might want to look at. That's a general one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if like you buy a Infiniti?
I mean, you'll still be
Like it's still a car, right?
still
It
a-
doesn't stop being a car when they merge. You're like source. You come out like Cinderella. You're like shit.
yeah, but you don't want to buy a car that is on the cusp of like its service being discontinued.
Right. They may not make parts the way they used to.
Well, yeah, you can get service. You would be serviced by like the aftermarket scenario.
That's
but
what
like,
I've been doing anyway.
But buying a newish car, right? It doesn't make because essentially you're just signing up for something that has like will have a limited like support whatever ecosystem. Like it has 100% got to be a limited ecosystem.
You don't think they have like enough Infinity parts out there?
I
don't know. I'm asking you the questions I would ask you. You don't have enough metal things for Infinities?
It depends what year you bought, what model, and how popular, and all this.
We're looking like something in the last like 6 years, not too old, but like 6.
I mean, you might be okay with that.
Yeah,
I thought you were going for brand new.
Maybe, but probably not. Like, we'll see. It's fun.
Fair enough.
Well, we have to now do it in the next like 10 days because every car we touch is like, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
My rotary. No,
don't touch my car.
I'm making up car parts. My rotary broke.
You're not incorrect. Although this is
I'm incorrect. I'll tell you, sir. I'm incorrect.
No, you're actually not. Okay. So the rotary engine.
That's why I didn't.
You didn't ask for it, but I'm still. You're getting it anyway. Every once in a while you give me kid stories. I'm not really like on board with.
This is why I don't ask you about cars.
This is why I should stop asking about kids sometimes too. Anyway, so the rotary engine. What's interesting about that is that it was made for missiles.
Oh,
and then
that's
like
good.
a Japanese car company called Mazda was like, let's put it in a car.
Hey man, I like that. That's a good story.
That's such a fantastic little engine for missiles. It was made for like one-way trips. Torpedoes, sorry, not missiles, torpedoes.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Huh?
I definitely can imagine.
Torpedo is underwater.
Underwater, dude.
Torpedo's
I did
underwater.
not think of that. That's good, dude. We're gonna win Jeopardy.
You haven't watched enough. You haven't watched any submarine movies?
I know it's called a torpedo. I never thought about obviously.
Yeah.
Torpedoes away. Nobody does that on a plane.
Man, what a subgenre of movies.
Also,
the submarine movie.
What a horrible way to die. Water fighting. Yeah. You're gonna explode in the water.
It's a bad way to go though.
I'd rather go in the air.
Yeah, that's much better. Right. I don't want to blow up and drown at the same time. That's like that is two separate deaths that are very painful put
100%.
together.
Hey, like how do you want to dry? I want to dry in the cold, in the water. Okay, what about both of those but also on fire? Like, bro, did I go to hell? Like what happened?
In
like,
darkness,
you'll go to hell after.
In absolute darkness.
Yeah. Hell is after the blowing up.
Yeah, that is that's wild.
Bro, yeah, all those people they made just shoved them into nuclear submarines,
God,
and you're like, They're just all they hear is beep. And they're just being quiet. You can see them. Everybody's quiet in the sub.
Yeah, man, that is not a easy assignment to go in a submarine.
Yeah, they don't get the respect out of the Marines, the Navy, and the Air Force.
Yeah.
The water diers are.
We need Michael Bay to make a good submarine movie.
U-571, pretty good.
That wasn't Michael Bay, was it?
I don't think so. I don't think you can make a movie where they don't. that boat would have been gone in the first. That would have been the opening monologue.
Yeah, he would want to blow shit up immediately.
Fun times, man. Submarines. That was a major thing at one point.
It really was.
Like we're gonna put.
You can tell it's like when whatever's happening in the world with regards to United States conflict is what the movies just sort of like. It's all part of the manufacturing of consent, right down to the movie. Like it. Sometimes what it is doing is like it's pre-approving something that's gonna eventually happen in 4 or 5 years down the road, right? It is interesting. Like Top Gun, that was the big thing about Top Gun, is like the faceless enemy, and you just bombing shit from far away, right? And before that, I did some research on. I actually did research on this when I was in university, and before that, the overall the way how the public received fighter like airplane and bombing, like airplane warfare and then bombing, was like it's not as honorable, right? And so really the best way to do it is that you meet your enemy on the front line. These guys shoot at you, you shoot at them, you look at them in the eye, right? You can't just send a missile from far away and then just let it blow up some village. And then Top Gun came, and then after that, the public opinion with regards to just bombing, doing wars with bombs, was much more received, right? And a lot of researchers point towards Top Gun, and then there was like a string of like B movies afterwards, obviously because they're like, hey, this was a popular movie, so let's do another one.
If you were gonna make that's the best. Those are the best ones. The flying around. Like how out of all the genres to take, it'd be hard to people really took to these submarine movies. It's right. I can get that though.
Yeah.
I don't think they're trying to sell it to you. It's just the most exciting way to watch.
It is interesting.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
Yeah, that is true. It's always like, the engineering, the this, the that.
You can turn some rock and roll, classic rock and roll. You're like,
I still like the first Transformers, bro. I freaking Tyrese yelling into the thing saying, bring the rain.
Yeah,
what? And they bring an AC-130 and we just controlled it because you and I were playing Modern Warfare 2 and we actually got to control the AC-130. We know these code names. We know everything.
I know.
And after you seeing it in the big screen and it's shooting a Transformer, buddy.
Bro, if you got kids who can't follow a plot, if you got a learning disability, this is the movie. The Transformers is like...
Oh, screw that. Anyone who enjoys movies would enjoy the first Transformer.
Some of it's like...
The first Transformer was amazing.
I think if you can if something is for all ages, something's probably...
Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, when Megan Fox was Megan Fox.
They were also
Transformers.
Yeah. Here, this is what I'll say. Megan Fox was propaganda. This woman was never that hot. I swear to anything.
You don't think the original? You don't think so?
I think every few years Hollywood will pick like a bombshell and say this is the bombshell.
Nah, bro.
Megan Fox.
I'm not calling that propaganda. I think that was insane.
I've seen that woman's face. It's all right. I get it. Like there's people like that. I don't think she. I mean, this was the hottest woman on the planet for that. A season.
Right.
Well, when that first movie, and she burst out.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, Megan Fox, a great name.
Right.
Put her on everything.
That's true. I mean, here, look, when something, because like Zendaya right now isn't like everything, right?
She's not, that's not a whole different, come on, that's a different animal.
What are you talking about? Like it seems like she's getting a whole lot of roles, but there's no backing with regards to
ChatGPT on?
Her like acting skill.
Do you have ChatGPT on?
Yeah, I have one here.
All right. Can we ask what is the version of Megan Fox in in every generation? Because that's the Marilyn Monroe. That's not Zendaya.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, Marilyn Monroe, right?
Yeah.
So that's a Megan Fox. That's the same mold.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean if you're Jennifer Lawrence, you're not Megan Fox. Even if you're the it girl, Zendaya, if she's the it girl, that might be closer to Jennifer Lawrence. It's not Megan Fox. Megan Fox is just a whatever that is, right? That's Marilyn Monroe. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are different calibers of why they're appealing.
Explain further.
So you see how in the 80s, all the heroes looked the same. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme. These are these just jacked bullshit action hero actors, right? Megan Fox is an action hero heroine.
Yeah.
She's not in any... She's hired on this.
Right.
I don't remember her voice. And she's not paid for that.
Right.
Just like other actresses of that mold. And just
Yeah.
like other actors. They're like, you're supposed to just be muscular and grunt. And they're like, yeah, that was a whole time where all the actors were just like, I'm not good at acting, but I'll do some martial arts stuff or action stuff.
Okay.
Steven Seagal. So yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
feel like.
I don't know if I can find the parallel or find the parallel between like the male archetype of the
That's
thing
right. But you can't see the
versus-
difference between Megan Fox and Zendaya in terms of like what places they hold in Hollywood or their...
I mean, like, I think it's similar in the fact that like there's still a lot of like either one of them is getting a disproportionate amount of projects during their eras, right? That when considering the acting chops of either one, I'm like, yeah, I think like this is just the fact that this person is the it person of right now.
And what I'm differentiating is why they're the it person. Because sometimes it's just because you're a smoking hot bombshell with like that's... And some actors can be that way too, but like...
Well, a lot of people like. Are you saying that people don't think that Zendaya is hot?
She's no Megan Fox. If Zendaya would...
I didn't realize you were like
No,
Megan Fox though.
No, she would never be cast in this Transformers role. You know that.
I mean, the thing is that like I don't find her attractive, so
That's the whole...
Right.
That's exactly what I'm saying to you, Yassin.
Right, but like-
Megan Fox is a scorching hot... You just like, hey, we can just take somebody off a poster. Like,
Yeah.
who's the hottest person we can find?
Right.
That's what they did with Transformers and Megan Fox.
right.
You don't think so?
I mean, you know what? Probably. I mean, like I'm not saying that it didn't go in their favor, right? I like the
Yeah, they just got the hottest woman they could find.
right, and it's just
You can't do that all the time. It's Zendaya, isn't that? Like, Meg Ryan, you could take like, So I actually sat down and I was asking ChatGPT, who is this actor in every era?
yeah,
You can do that with Denzel, and
Yeah.
it'll go Sidney Poitier. It'll give you... It's fun.
right.
And you could do that with Megan Fox too. And
Right.
then it'll...
I didn't get the prompt though. This is what I
Yeah.
wrote. I wrote, let's see, what is the version of Megan Fox in every era?
What is
that
the
prompt?
Hollywood... Yeah, you get it. But like, you don't have to. It's all right. It's not a big deal. It's like, what is the T-Rex of every Jurassic era? And it'll tell you like Allosaurus.
Right.
I don't want to nerd out on you, but there's a version of everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hollywood has like, repeat. You can see like, oh, this guy is retiring, so they've got this version of this guy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Ryan Reynolds does a lot of things that Hugh Jackman does. It's not the same guy, but they'll always be this guy, right? And then always these intense...
You think Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman?
No, I
hold
didn't
the
say
same...
that. I'm just saying there's guys that can do similar things in similar types of movies.
Yeah.
And as they age, they take each other's spots.
Yeah.
Like they grow into each other.
Right. Yeah.
You will always find like similar folks because then you can put them in similar... We need a person. So you mold yourself into that role
Yeah.
because that role exists.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll always be these repeat folks.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like envelope pushers within that area that kind of transform that for the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's always that Dwight Schrute character in Office.
Yeah.
That's like a very common... We need a slap guy. We need a Kramer. That's
Yeah.
Dwight.
Right.
We need an oddball, right?
Yeah.
So if you watch The Superstore, or if you watch the Mindy Kaling show,
Right. There's that archetype.
there is
throughout.
that weird
Yeah.
archetype. And then there's that similar messed up looking either black guy or that became...
Yeah, but that's based on like acting. Like that archetype is more towards what they bring to the table with regards to the actual like action of acting. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So like those that I can understand.
Even
more,
like
I guess.
Arnold, there's no acting. It's just like, hey, this is the art. This is what we're
Yeah.
using as action heroes now. They
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
have to speak. They just have to like...
He was really good though.
It's fantastic. One of the best ever. But that's where you could see like, oh, Jean-Claude, Arnold, Jackie Chan. These guys weren't good actors. That just was
Jackie
acceptable.
was. Jackie is, I think.
I've seen 80s movies. I don't know what brother, he's hired to do Jackie Chan's.
No, I mean, like, first of all, I mean, like,
if he
also
made a Jackie Chan movie without any jumping, I'd agree with you. It's like if Jackie stayed on the ground and
The
just
Foreigner was really good.
Was it? All right.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the thing is that, like, I think he branches out. But the thing, what I liked with regards to Jackie Chan, sometimes you could do more, but what the people want. And that's an important aspect that some people need to understand. Like, this is what the people want. And as long as people keep filling in these theaters for them to watch Jackie Chan do Jackie Chan shit, right? You just keep giving the people what they want.
Of course.
Now, obviously, there's always people who be like, well, you know what? Like, I want to grow as an actor. So, like Batista, who's like completely lost all of his weight.
Right.
He's like a really skinny dude now.
Yeah.
Because,
Worried
for him, he's, his want or his desire is for him to like truly be an actor. And he takes that stuff really seriously. And so, he's changed himself a fair bit so that he avoids like exits himself out of being like pigeonholed as like a big guy in a movie, right? Which all kudos to him. That's good. He's done like this is what he wants to do. And I think that Jackie at some point decided that he wanted to also make slightly different movies. Also, you're old now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only so much that you can do. But honestly, Batista was saying the same thing. He's like, there's only so much I can do to maintain this type of weight, right? Where he's like, where he is naturally is much lower than what you see him in most of these movies, right? Like they can't even sustain it for more than whatever the amount of month to shoot.
Plus, he's been doing this since wrestling.
Yeah, he's like the toll on his heart, his health,
kidneys, and whatever.
Too much, dude.
Yeah,
Too much.
I can't wait until like Thor is just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop working out. They're like, well, then you might stop acting. Like we might.
Yeah, he's a skinny dude in normal. Have you seen him in down season versus like whatever his off season is?
No,
he's a lanky surfer dude.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fit, but he's nothing. Like when you see him as Thor, I'm like, geez, like Hugh Jackman too. I mean, we don't want to talk about Hugh Jackman again, but that body.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, it is annoying though when you get characters where like they're hot right now and like there's no other like reasoning behind why they choose someone to be in a movie apart from the fact that like they're hot, so we're just gonna keep doing it, right?
It does help.
I mean, like it helps to a level, but like I mean, like the thing is that sometimes you're like, that was good casting, or sometimes it's like I didn't agree with the casting, but they did a great job, and then other times I'm like, I feel like I'm being force fed. This person, there's too much of this. This is Cranberry.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what, I thought that was Megan Fox. I'm like, who really ever wants Megan Fox? Like, if you're gonna jerk off. Sorry. I'm like, if you want to do this, just watch some, go on a website. Just get an actual actress in here.
Yeah, honestly, like someone who could actually act a little. But, Jennifer's Body, she was really good.
I heard that from you and one other person who's like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
But
she, like, I think she's got it in her. It's just that, like, sometimes it's like, why do anything else?
I'm not trying to shit on Megan Fox. I was just like saying, that's for me, that's the person who like, look, no talent, look, just face.
Right. But, yeah.
Good for her. There's a lot of extraordinarily beautiful women in the world, right? They're not all
doing that.
They're not all,
Yeah.
They're the mall, right?
Yeah. All right. So I had earmarked something or bookmarked something. These are the top 10 highest grossing comedians of 2024.
We might just do this for the rest of the cast.
All right. Number 10 is Joy Coy.
26 million. Okay.
So here's the deal. This is my take on Joe Coy.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on. Don't look at the rest of the list, bro.
Okay.
Hey, let's at least you react in without knowing it, so you can be like, "What? This guy's a number 5." Joe Coy is, I think he's reached the same level as that. What's that other stand-up comedian that sat on a throne?
It's tough.
That's tough. He's Mexican. He had like the thing about like you put
Lopez.
George Lopez.
George Lopez.
I feel like Joe Coy has reached that's the stage that he's at. He's got his specific crowd.
Yeah.
And he makes comedy that's like is more directed to the crowd that he's built.
Yeah.
Right? He's not everyone's comedian. He is. You okay?
Yeah. I googled how does Joe Coy make so much money? And it gave me a lot of information. It was just like, this is how comedians make money. I'm like, no, I need to know how he made $24 million, dude.
Yeah, what is like? I think it's just like freaking arenas and Filipinos, bro.
I know what place he holds. It's like 24 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but
for a guy we don't hear about at all.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a widely appreciated comedian, right? He's found his niche.
Right.
His niche is rather big, and he just stays in that cut, and that's what he does. And so that's what that's my take on Joe Coy.
All right, go to the next one while I like
Adam Sandler made 27 million. That is not surprising. Adam Sandler has an empire.
He also
he's got a production house. He's been in the game for so long. Obviously, he's got like royalties. There's so much stuff that's being at work.
So Joe Coy last year he sold a book, which is a big part of it, and he also it was his high year for royalties. I don't even know from what, but and then touring, and he sold a comedy. Special? I bet you a lot of these folks have sold something to Netflix, because Netflix is
kind of throwing a lot of money at comedians right now.
It's interesting. All right, cool.
All right, so Adam Sandler at 27 million is not surprising, right? So we're good with that. Number 2, Jerry Seinfeld,
just old money.
Yeah, just like freaking Porsches just went up. Like his Porsche collection went up.
I just sold some of my cars.
I really don't care about him, so I don't want to really talk more about him. Trevor Noah, surprising at 29 mil.
Well, I mean,
because he recently stopped the Daily Show.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he has he's got a fair bit of pull.
Yeah,
with regards to his specials and stuff. Or I mean, like him touring.
Yep.
So I guess that's great for him. He is disappointing though, brother.
Who? Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
I know, man. I understand. Like, he's not up to your standard of how he's not some of his old stuff. I got you.
No, it's not just that.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, like there is that, right? But for those people who don't know or listening to the podcast, didn't listen to the previous ones, essentially what ended up happening is that Trevor Noah released a new special. This might not be his most recent special, but a special a couple of years ago, and he recycled a number of jokes from various specials. And it wasn't like a greatest hit thing. It was marketed as a brand new special. It was a lot of recycled material that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that at a special. I love it when you're when you go see your comedian, or when you go an actual comedy show, who wouldn't want to see some greatest hits? Right? Some of that stuff is kind of fun, but you're using tired material to fill in the blanks in a special, not great. My issue with him, and nothing to do with comedy, and maybe I don't think it's unfair, is that he has a number of sets that is centered around living in apartheid, and then it's not just comedy. He's also bringing an awareness of it. He speaks about it because obviously that was his life, and he's also in the Daily Show, which means that he's a political commentator. And the overall silence with regards to what's happening in Palestine from this particular person, who I thought that would have been a slam dunk, loud ally, especially because he's come to Islamic relief functions, right? And not having that was one where I was like, man, where are you?
I get clips, but we all might get different clips.
Yeah,
I've seen Trevor Noah talk about apartheid in Palestine.
So when he started talking about it is when Ta-Nehisi Coates started talking about
Great book.
So
The Message.
So when Ta-Nehisi Coates visited Palestine, came back, became real vocal about it, and about how his change in perspective and everything else. That's what spurred on, in my opinion, Trevor Noah's now he's talking about it as well. But you had an entire year, bro, and you're at the forefront of a number of these very specific things. I expected more.
Okay.
And I think you're pretty disappointing. Bert Kreischer sitting there at 29 million.
All touring.
All touring.
That probably took 400 shows in 300 days.
Yeah, man. That guy is.
I hope he takes care of himself. That guy looks like he's about to.
It's amazing that he's lasted this long. To be honest with you,
he's using the right money on this right stuff. He's on testosterone. He's got all sorts of health stuff.
Oh yeah, you still follow? I can't stand listening to either him or Tom Segura anymore.
No, I haven't. I don't listen to that, but I know he's on testosterone.
You spoke to his doctor?
No, you see a picture and you just Google it. You're and they're like, yeah, he's. Then it's 70 clips of him talking about being on testosterone.
Oh really?
But nobody gets jacked in their 40s and 50s unless, like that's how that goes. He's doing that.
Oh, okay. That's not a picture that's
No, this
showing
is a
his
picture
TRT.
that's old.
Yeah.
This is a picture.
Yeah.
It's from anywhere.
Next is Sebastian Maniscalco. I can't say.
These are all arena acts. That's what I'm noticing.
Yeah, those arena acts. Sebastian, again, also, like in the beginning, he felt like a comedian that was wide appeal. That first special was absolute fire. Do you remember how?
Bro. The
Army crawl, ma?
yeah, that bit. I don't know. Some bits itself. I'm like, yeah,
That was transformational.
You do that bit, and then it's just like you have leveled up to a thing you'll never level down to.
Yeah.
That was such a good bit.
Yeah. Is that now when someone rings the bell? Like everything about him was so like it was special because I haven't seen like a Sebastian type character.
Sold out Madison Square Garden multiple days.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for him. Good for him.
Are there any? Who are the non-white people?
Cat Williams.
Yeah, man.
Number
One
4.
podcast, bro. Every penny is deserved.
Might have been the most successful comedian podcast ever.
Right.
I don't think there is any other comedian pod, and we've seen a lot, brother.
Yeah.
This was a kingmaker, and it made himself the king.
Oh, it's also from a comedian who's been. People have known about Cat Williams for like 20 years.
And he's been telling jokes. He's been funny.
Yeah.
And he's been selling out crowds.
Who blows up after just, everybody's aware, and then you blow up.
Again.
And I don't know how old he is, but geez. What a blow up, too. He was everywhere for those 4 or 5 months.
Bro, every time someone gets exposed about anything,
you go to the podcast.
it will be like all things will be like.
And you're like, dude, Cat Williams is the Simpsons.
He knew.
Talking about his
the
butthole and Diddy.
oracle.
When you talk about Diddy, it didn't even make sense at that time. I was like, what? Is he talking about a rumor? And then they were like, oh, this guy.
Yeah. He does seem like the oracle when you start looking back. Like, if you go listen to some of these other clips that he's talking about, like, bro, are you lining up all of this?
Yeah.
The P. Diddy thing and then the Jay-Z thing. He had things to say about him.
Pretty wild. How much is the money?
William.
Cat Williams, $37 million. Jordan.
That's all. That's all that. All right. Next on the list is Gabriel Iglesias.
These are some hardworking comedians. Guys.
42 million.
He's just living on the road. Also, at Google Joe Coy, so he charges, it's like $800 for a VIP package when you come to the show. So you pay $800, you get like really good seats, and then you get to hang out with Joe Coy. A lot of these comics have a hangout package.
Okay.
And it's $800 minimum.
Yeah.
So,
damn, dude.
Dude, you ever meet somebody and be like, $800 is... They better, if maybe Megan Fox. Anyways, yeah, that's a meet and greet package, bro.
I mean, seems like it's kind of cool. It just depends on whether or not you like what's the level of access that you're getting. Like, is he just like shaking your hand and then he's moving down the line? Like, is he just lining up these people and doing that, or is he doing? Have you seen the Chris Brown? Like he charges a lot of money for you to take pictures with him, and most of the pictures are the most egregious. Like it's mostly just females taking the pictures. Yeah. The most egregious pictures. Like you would not want your wife or girlfriend to be taking a picture like that with Chris Brown.
But if you're paying good money, Chris Brown's let me give you your money's worth.
Listen, Chris Brown is just doing what Chris Brown's gonna do. The thing is, you gotta talk to your
Chris
wife.
Brown stuff.
There's literally people who have gotten divorces as a result of like a Chris Brown picture. Like,
yeah, man.
You can't just be grinding on this dude.
Chris Brown's gonna grind on your wife. Don't send your wife to go see Chris Brown.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That
guy's might be a predator. Maybe.
No, I don't think so. He's definitely a beater.
People have gotten divorced.
Yeah, he's definitely a beater. So Gabriel Iglesias, where would you look at him similar to like the Joe Coys of the thing where he's gotten his like thing?
It's the exact same thing. You got it exactly. Now we're talking that cat. Like, is this person take the same spot in this racial group?
Yeah.
You're like, yep.
I would say like Joe Coy,
yep,
Sebastian,
100%.
And Gabriel are all in the same, like the thing, but different backgrogrounds.
Right. Cat has
Williams
broken out of that.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld already obviously mass appeal.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is mass appeal.
Yeah.
They all of those have their groups, but they also have like we're pop comedy. We're
exactly. Yeah. Matt Rife is surprising.
Yeah, Google that. How did Matt Rife make 57 million?
Okay.
Because he might be selling something else. He might be selling buttholes, Matt Rife. Just Rife buttholes. Unless Netflix just like made the worst deal of Netflix.
Comes from various incomes. This is for 20. Okay. Television, stand-up tours, television appearances.
What'd you Google, brother?
Social media. How did Matt Rife make so much money in 2024?
Right, 57 million. Because they'll tell you if it's if it's wrong. 57 million Matt Rife. Because it's so much money. Matt Rife. And tell me if... And if it's wrong, it's fine. We're doing a podcast. You know, we'll just... Yeah, there it is. 30 to 7.
Okay, this is actual numbers from 2023, actually. He sold out a 260-date world tour.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's really it.
Yowzers.
Good for him.
That is crazy. Problematic World Tour sold 600,000 tickets, priced between $50 and $90. He's grossing somewhere between 30 million and 57 million. There you go. As per the
Even
numbers.
30 on the low end, you're like, okay.
From Live Nation.
Yeah,
just working like crazy. I have to say, I mean, look, he's so many chances at bat, but there are clips of like the crowd work stuff. And I don't know, now I'm starting to put that in two different categories. You can't just be a crowd work comic.
Really? You didn't put that into different categories from the jump?
See, before I thought it was like the way how I always thought it was happening was that this was like the first, we were just seeing the first 5 minutes of a show when like, they're just, they're starting to get into it. They talking a little bit to the thing and then they get into their bits, right? That's how I thought the genesis of crowd work was happening. You kind of was using that or near the end because you saw some of that with like Dave Chappelle would sometimes like, because he's sitting there for 2 hours, right? And then near the later end after he's worked through most of the material, then he might talk a little bit or interact with some people in the thing. So I thought that was what it was. And then it just kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then like Andrew Schultz was doing it. But like we saw him, we know that this man is still a comedian, right? We know that he doesn't rely on that for him to be funny. This dude is funny, and then I think that there was other people who started copying like the Andrew Schultz thing, and they're like, "Oh, I can just major in this," and that's all we've been seeing, really. Yeah. Because like we saw when we watched the Matt Rife special, I'm like, "Oh, this is not good."
It was maybe the worst.
Yeah.
You'll notice this. I don't talk bad about comedians because I'm like, you shouldn't judge people. There's people, but I'm like, oh, this is happy for him financially.
Yeah.
But this is outing where you are in writing, making specials.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
that's not it.
I went there to like the guy.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I was going to go like Matt Rife.
Bro, most of the time, I'm watching specials for me to enjoy whatever the guy puts out.
Like Ralph Barbosa, I'm like, this is what Ralph Barbosa says. This is enjoyable. This is,
Yeah.
I'm watching Matt Rife, so I'm like, I'm going to talk to people how, like, it was.
Barbosa's car collection, though.
Great.
Freaking
dude, I saw Ralph Barbosa. I saw 2 specials with Ralph Barbosa yesterday. There's one in Chicago for free. Really good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's good.
And the Netflix ones, so many fun little bits. Yeah, that guy's great.
Yeah.
Did you see his thing on Haktua coin?
No.
Nah, don't worry about it. It's good. It's just released yesterday. He has good shorts, man. That guy's working.
In the number 1 spot is Nate Bargatze.
You know what I love?
Yeah.
That is the most deserving.
Yeah.
Like, that is the funniest comic on there.
That is a comic.
The rest of these were like pop acts,
right?
And you're talking about the best musicians, right?
Yeah.
Bargatze, not Bargatze, but Bert Kreisler.
Yeah.
But like I'm very happy with that number 1.
That is a true comedian over there.
That is probably the best comedian in the world right now.
Also, I can't look at him without his beard.
He has such a turkey neck, like hey, you eat a lot of ketchup and Coke. You're like, I do. I'm from Tennessee.
It's too much skin.
It's so much.
How does his eyes get beady without his beard? Like he looks like a different part. Like I know everyone looks different with and without a beard,
right?
But Nate
looks
Also, Tom Segura without a beard is gross.
Yeah, Tom Segura even with the beard, but without a beard, is just like. He looks like he's gonna wear gloves and do things. I don't know. It seems weird.
He looks looks like he's slimy for some reason.
So slimy. And his face, he's already kind of a guy named Tom, like.
Right.
Anyways.
Anyway.
He's not on here.
No, he's not. Which is surprising because I thought
he might be. He said maybe. Can you just Google on here like Tom Segura 2024 gross or something? Because that guy was on a rampage.
Yeah.
Tommy Buns 2024 gross. There's some interesting questions in here. How much do you make per show? Because he was doing arenas and stuff as well.
Jeez, dude.
It says 150,000 to 300,000 per show, right? Yeah. It's a guy that did a world tour. So I'm sure he's probably mad because he only made 22 million and it's not on the list.
It didn't make the cut, yeah.
But yeah, this guy's...
I haven't even watched the newest Nate. I should watch the newest Nate special. I still love the passport bit. It's so funny, dude.
I'll do shows. I'll do
so funny.
I'll do shows for a week. I'll do like 6 shows.
Yeah.
I am done. There's no flying in my shows. I don't go anywhere. I drive from this to that, but I guess I also don't do them for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. He's so great.
Cool, man. Good list.
Yeah, good list. Where we are. All right, we're near the end over here. Let's just finish off with a good laugh. That's all I got for you.
Oh, is it okay for two guys to moisturize together in the same?
So before we get into it, this is you want to cue it up before you tell people what they're listening to?
Here we go. This is what we're gonna listen to. We're listening to what's the redhead's name?
Santino. Andrew Santino.
Andrew Santino is doing a podcast with
Harlan.
Yeah,
something Harlan.
And it's just them. It's just them goofing around. I just thought it was fun to watch because like you're getting an honest reaction from a comedian that's cracking, essentially.
Oh, is it okay for two guys to moisturize together in the same room?
I think so.
It is?
What would be wrong with this?
I don't know.
Ooh, this feels good.
This does feel good.
You want some more?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Nice. That's where you needed it, right up the arm, dude.
Lord, you are so good.
Yes, my son.
Thank you, God.
Yes,
he's in good shape.
Yeah.
You know, they say it helps if you put it on your glasses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would love some on my face. My face is feeling dry.
I love it. What I like most about this clip is that you're a child. That's what I like about you. You're like, I'm going to show this to my friend. That's so fun. All right, let's do it. Bring it out. Do you have one of these? Let's do it. Let's do it for the people.
Bro, I don't think I could. I don't want that. I don't want that immortalized.
Okay.
I like that as Nevia. I like everything about this. You know what's so funny is I've heard Andrew Santino, who's a very good comedian, talk about his depression on so many like psychological podcasts.
Yeah.
I find it so interesting when like you understand what people's history is and their troubles and their attempts at stuff. I don't know if he's tried to kill himself. I'm just saying like, but then you see them just be like,
right. Yeah.
Like, I wonder what your brain is like.
Yeah. Hopefully in that moment it was true happiness.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. It's like when they're happy, they're so happy.
Yeah.
It's like when they're down, you don't realize like clowns could get that down.
Yeah.
So,
well,
Brian Regan, it's like one of this Mike Birbiglia.
Mm-hmm.
I thought these guys were always happy.
Right.
So many problems.
Yeah.
But comedians.
What's the guy?
Gary Gulman.
Robin Williams.
I mean, I was so sad, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That guy's downs were probably so down.
Yeah.
That his highs had to be so high.
It's insane because like the entire time there are comedy shows of Robin Williams where like women had to go and like for surgery for a hernia. They laughed so much with him. She was in like that's how funny this guy was.
I used to watch a lot of Robin Williams in college.
Yeah.
Never got it. I watched all of it.
Yeah.
Never understood. I saw his Johnny Carson appearance. So last week I got super into people's Johnny Carson appearances.
Yeah.
And I watched maybe 40 Johnny Carson appearances.
Yeah.
And they were all fantastic.
Yeah.
Different levels of absolutely fantastic
Yeah.
because you're doing 6 minutes of your best stuff on the only thing that can get you famous is Johnny Carson. There's no TV.
This is the only way that's getting beamed into people's households.
Because other things wouldn't host
Yeah.
stand-up comedy. And I got to see Robin Williams, Louis Anderson, Richard Jennings.
Yeah, Richard Jennings, dude, was
you should check it out.
Crazy. He's so good.
You
He
can
was
see him
so
doing stand-up on Carson as he's beginning to kill. You could see his whole swagger change where he's like, you could see like, oh, this guy knows he's now killing on Carson.
Yeah.
Louis Anderson, pop, pop, pop. Drew Carey, a little bit less funny, but so like Johnny. If you want to just sit down and see people do their best work,
Yeah.
in a way that people don't do work anymore, it's like Johnny Carson's.
Yeah.
And you start like, and you're like, when did Johnny Carson let the first black comedian? It's like, oh, this is like, I don't know. I don't know who was holding who back.
Who was the first?
I forgot, but it'd be a good question.
Yeah.
But
Who was big?
Pryor.
It would have been Pryor.
I'm sure there were other Flip Wilson, Derek Coleman,
Cosby.
Probably. You know,
Man,
unfortunately,
we did not talk about Cosby.
he was apparently, for some people, he was like on the Mount Rushmore of stand-up. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure in his heyday, when he wasn't doing the worst things in the world,
he might be doing.
I'm sure he was doing it from as early as he could do it.
Right. Yeah.
I think this guy's an app.
Yeah.
But in his heyday, if you looked at like what place he held in comedy, it was like
one of the greatest. Yeah.
One of the greatest and
yeah.
We forgot about it because TV show Pudding.
Right.
And now
and
it's just
him
like
talking to children.
Now he's not. He's like, what's Bill Cosby known for?
Only the one thing. That's how egregious it was.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not in prison.
Yeah, he got out, right?
Yeah, he got immunity because he signed a plea deal earlier, which is supposed to be a nationwide. Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not dead. He looked like he was on death's door, though. Isn't he blind?
He looked like he wasn't even. I'm not saying. I'm saying whatever, but like he didn't look like. I didn't think
you don't want to overstep. Speaking
you don't
of,
want to say I'm glad an old guy who's a rapist gets out of prison. I'm like, I thought that guy was gonna die in prison.
Yeah.
He just came out one day. They announced it one day, and he was out. And I was like, yeah.
I mean, if he has an ego, which I think he does, because he was like, I'm gonna eat vindaloo. Please watch me eat it. So he's got to be a little weird in the head, and I think he was very self-centered. So maybe
what do you think his net worth is? Let's take a guess right now.
It must be insane.
It must be insane, right?
It must be insane.
Yeah.
Like in the almost 100,000?
Yeah.
100 million, sorry?
Yeah. Probably.
Almost 100 million? You want to just
something? Yeah, probably just look it up. Because I'm like, what happens when you've been rich that long and you could do a speaking engagement and get 100,000, right? And I like how I try to autofill. Like, what is Bill Cosby doing? 400 million, dude.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
Bro, that's after court proceedings.
Wow.
Damn. This guy used to tell black people to lift their pants up.
Yeah, and
speak proper English.
And name their kids good, normal names. Used to go to graduations and tell people they're doing things wrong.
Oh my God, dude.
Raping women. Man, what a yeah, I'm not trying to wish, harm upon anybody.
I think it's okay.
It's just like when people are judgmental and they're the worst people. It's like when, like how can you have judgment on anything? You're the worst of humanity.
Yeah.
On that note,
that's been episode 478. Thank you for hanging with us. We'll be back in a week. Take care of yourselves. Good night.